Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Heltic. Welcome back to another video. So, the League of Legends 2023 season kicks off today, and League of Legends has dropped 3 videos in the last 24 hours, so I thought it'd be a good idea to react to them, kind of gauge how I'm feeling about the new season as it's just getting started, and I want to see what they've changed, because I haven't actually been keeping up with it too much. Right, so we have 3 videos to get through. The first one we're going to watch is the opening cinematic. Now, last year's one, The Call, was really good, so I'm curious. This one's a bit shorter. But we're just gonna have to see what they've done. So this one's called The Brink of Infinity. All right, let's give it a watch. See what's going on here. Now, I'm not super familiar with like a lot of the League of Legends like backstory.
I stand at the brink of infinity.
Okay, that's a Nexus. Two Nexus towers.
The shrouded path. Death? No. Nothing that simple. The best part of me will live on in the scars I leave behind. I do not fear the darkness.
After flowers. And Azale.
I will brave the shadows. Trusting nothing.
Last
My
plant.
strength.
This is like an Unreal Engine version of the Rift. It's really weird.
My limit 1,000 times, and still I press further.
Baron Pit. What's the weird little chest in the Baron Pit?
A lesson.
That's a chalk sword.
Now I will teach them to fear me. I will become what I must be. Why? Because I can.
Okay. So they're going short and sweet this year. There's definitely some references I think I missed. I want to go back to the Baron Pit if there's nothing else. There's nothing else. Okay, I want to go back to the Baron Pit for a second because I noticed Aatrox sword. I think that's there's a couple of different things. So I think that's Jin Zhao's spear or Pantheon's spear. That's Scion's axe. There's something here that I can't recognize. Don't know what that is. I guess that's a Gragas barrel. Aatrox sword. There's a helmet there. And that's it. Alright. So that's pretty cool. So it's just they've just kind of gone for short and sweet this year. They didn't go for like a big cinematic like they did with The Call. Well, we don't actually know that. They might still release something like that. So the next one we're going to watch is this lol please. This one's 13 minutes, but this is a breakdown of everything that's changed, and then there's a dev notes after this. So we're going to watch this first. Now I haven't been keeping up, as I said, with the preseason, so I know very little of what they've actually changed and adjusted, so we're just going to see.
Everyone. I'm Riot Brightmoon, executive producer of League of Legends, and I'm here on behalf of the entire League dev team to welcome you to season 2023. First off, I want to wish you all a happy start of a new season, and I want to thank you for the marks you've all made on League, from the hype plays to the big brain moments, and all the ways you've helped.
This is a banger of a game.
Today. We have a lot to share with you, including our final updates on Ahri and Aurelion Sol, some upcoming skin thematics, an update on Ranked, and a sneak peek at some champions we'll be releasing later this year.
Later this year, so nothing coming soon.
I want to share a quick recap of this year's preseason. So let's go.
Okay, I haven't played much preseason, so
has had a major glow up. In her new and improved form, instead of resurrecting friends and foes, she now mutates all the plants on the map with Chemtech empowerments. They still do what you're used to, only now with a twist. And each time you defeat the Chemtech Drake, she'll grant stacking tenacity, plus healing and shielding power. If you claim the soul, you'll deal increased damage and receive damage resistance when at low health.
Okay.
We also added new pings to help you communicate
I
more
still
effectively.
I played a few
Including
games with the
push,
new wheel.
bait, and all in. Better pings mean clearer calls and what you want to accomplish as a team.
I thought they
My
changed
personal
their.
favorite is using the
I thought there was a I thought there was a petition to get them to remove or change the bait ping because everyone's using that as the new like everyone's using it as like a rope yourself ping like, but I don't know.
hold ping right after my whole team dies defending Baron. It wouldn't be preseason without some changes in the jungle. You now
Okay.
have a path recommender, an updated camp patient system, and new jungle companions to help you conquer.
Yeah,
the
these I
scary
don't
monsters
understand
of
too
the
much.
jungle. Last, but certainly not least, we have changes like a new rune recommender.
This is a sick
some new
change.
in-game items,
The
as well as a few returning favorites, and a few
I have
changes
no idea
to
what that
ARAM,
is.
like new Hextech gates that transport you down the map, falling towers and the rubble that they create, and some more balance changes to keep ARAM games feeling fair and fun for both teams. Now that we've covered preseason changes, let's talk about some of the new things coming this season.
All right, Ari's visual update, I think.
After a year of waiting, we're finally releasing Ari's ASU. Her base, her skins, new VFX, splashes, and all 9 tails have been updated and will be out for all of you in just a few weeks. We can't wait to see what you think
Okay.
of her new look.
I think it looks great. I like that when she's in a
There
world,
are
she
a
like
few
hovers.
champions
It's cool.
who haven't gotten a new skin in a while, including
No
William
shit.
Soul, Ivern, Kled, and Callista. And I have some good news. They'll all be receiving a new skin this year. Callista's skin is coming to us from a world of beauty and magic, nature and majesty.
That Battle
Fairy Queen
Queens?
presides over the
Oh,
courts
okay.
of the 4 seasons. And the Fae who reside there are empowered by the natural world and the magic within it. Not all within the Fae world is light and beauty. After we leave the Fae realms, we're returning to a fan favorite. It's a little bit more adorable than beautiful. The skin line that brought you Pugma, Corky Corgi, and Yorick in a cat onesie is coming
Wait,
back.
what are they
So open
doing?
up some catnip, dust off your chew toys.
Is that
because more
Vagar and
champions
Nar?
are getting fluffy.
Oh god.
These are just a few of the new things we have
Okay.
planned for season.
I'm not mad about that.
23. I'll hand it over to Riot Oberon, who will share our plans.
Okay,
for Ranked.
this is the bit that I'm most curious about because I want to see what they're changing about ranked because
Hey everyone.
ranked
I'm
was
Chris
weird.
Roberts, also known as Riot Oberon, the project lead for the Game Loop team. We work on things like champ select, matchmaking, and the various queue types from ranked to normals. That means we're not just focused on ladder grinders, we're also here for players who just want to have a good time with friends. Last year, we shared a blog update with some of our upcoming plans, including anonymized champion select, pick order swapping,
Which is
and a
alright.
loadout recommender. Since then, we've also been working on a few other projects, and there's one big thing I want to talk to you about today, the
Oh,
mid-year
God.
ranked reset.
Mid-year ranked reset. Oh, okay. This is something that they've needed for the longest time.
Ranked splits have been in the game for a few years, but until now, they were just a way to separate the single ranked season into thirds to help folks pace their progress. Starting this year, the 2 ranked splits will have a full ranked reset in between, with rewards to match. Here's the thing, a lot of players come back to League at the start of the season, ready for their climb to their ranked goals. But when we look at the data, it doesn't actually take the whole season for players to hit their peak rank if they've been playing consistently every patch. If you don't take your foot off the gas once you start your climb in January, you'll probably reach the peak of your climb around halfway through the year.
Yeah, okay.
After that, things can get a little rough. For players at higher ranks, the middle of the year can be a stress fest of playing just enough to avoid decaying or demoting. And once players realize they're not steadily climbing, many of them either drop out of ranked or turn to smurfing. Neither of these things are great for fair matchmaking or enjoyable League experiences, especially for players starting their climb later in the season. All in all, there are honestly a lot of reasons why most other games, other Riot games included, don't have year-long ranked seasons. So this year, we're getting with the times. When Split 2 starts,
Finally.
it won't be as heavy a reset as the one in January.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
introducing a second preseason, so the game won't change dramatically enough to warrant making you re-earn your rank to the same extent. And if you've got something keeping you AFK for the first half of the year, don't worry. The mid-year reset is even less significant if you haven't played many games since January. We know this is a huge change, but it's one we think will help keep League feeling
Yeah.
modern and fun while addressing a few of the pain points we've seen over the years. Okay, that was a lot.
All right, so the thing I see that is going to be really good about this, because I think it's going to be very similar to how Valorant is doing their act system, where at the start of the act you have to redo your placement, so you have to play whatever it is, 5 placement games, and then after the episode ends, you go into episode 2 and your rank goes back to you go back to unranked, but it only takes 1 game to get your rank back. But it's like a soft reset, like it will push you slightly back. It will just adjust your rank to like slightly. And then so I think that's how they're going to do it. So in January your rank is going to fully like reset, and then you're going to have to re-rank up. But during the mid-season one in, let's say, July is probably when it's going to be, or not July, probably like June. You're basically like, it will be like a 1-day period, because he said there's not going to be a preseason. So you're going to lose your rank, and instead of playing 10 games to get a rank, it's going to be like, it could be like 5, it could be 3, like, but your rank should be in and around where you where your first rank was. But you might be back down a little bit, or I doubt you'll be higher, but it will just adjust your rank a little bit.
Let's end things on a high note by talking about the shiny stuff. Rewards.
Oh, they're redoing rank
You can earn
rewards?
the full rank reward suite. Icons and emotes, ranked borders, and a ranked skin.
Okay.
Yes, that means there will be 2 skins for rank this year. We're also adding in some extra rewards for your climb as you progress on your ranked journey. In addition to this, we're also removing the gold rank requirement from ranked skins. Now, every ranked player will have the chance to earn the skin moving forward, with chromas to match your final rank. The skin will continue to reflect your final ranked achievement.
Oh, okay. So the Victorious skin is no longer locked to gold players only. It's gonna be all of the ranks, but the skin has like a chroma based on what rank you had gotten to. So like bronze will have a bronze chroma, gold will have a gold chroma. And I assume if you're in like if you're top 500 challenger or whatever, you have all of the chromas. So okay.
But we want you to also be able to earn it through dedication to climbing. That said, if you're below gold, it won't be as easy as play 10 placements for a free skin. The number of games required to earn the skin is drastically higher below gold, so just because you now can earn it at silver or below, doesn't mean you will.
Okay, I like that.
Up next is Riot Lexico,
I like that.
who's going to talk to you about our plans for champions this year. Thanks, and good luck on your climbs.
So yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that. That it's still difficult to get below gold.
Hi everyone, Lexi, Riot Lexico Gal, the product lead for champions here. I'm going to talk a bit about some of the new champions we have planned for this year. But before that, I want to touch on our plans for the year overall. This season, we're focusing a bit more.
I've never seen her in any of these Riot videos before. She seems really nervous.
On smaller updates to the parts of the champion roster that has been left in the dust. We want to continue improving older champions' gameplay fantasies, so we'll be doing more mid-scope updates throughout 2023.
Mid-scopes, okay.
Beyond gameplay changes, we'll also be polishing up some of the roster with much-needed VO updates for a few of our older champions like Nidalee and Varus, both of whom cross paths with some of our upcoming champions.
Okay. Ryan Sol CGU.
First up this year is Aurelion Sol's CGU. In the last LOL Please, we showed you some of the updated abilities that fans the flame of his dragon fantasy. But we didn't go too deep into the parts of his kit that strengthen his star forging theme. Not only can Aurelion Sol forge stars like a nebula in deep space, but he can now drop them from the sky onto his foes in Summoner's Rift.
That's kind of cool.
Oof, ouch. As we mentioned before in the last video, his new passive causes all of his abilities to grow in size over the course of the game, including his new ultimate. I mean, what's more satisfying than dropping a massive star you forge in outer space on someone's head? We can't wait to see what you all think of the new and improved Star Forger.
I'm not super familiar with Aurelion Sol, so
a new main with him.
we'll just see how that goes.
Sol will be releasing some brand new champions. One of our goals for the past few years has been to make sure we have a champion for everyone to enjoy. So we try to have a diverse champion pool that's inclusive of all cultures, genders, and in-game skill levels for every role. And that brings us to our first new champion of the year.
Milo?
I'm super excited for all of you to meet our male enchanter from Ishtal. Displaying an incredible understanding of the fire axiom at a young age, Milio uses fire not to raise cities, but to soothe wounds. Now he travels to Ishalcan, carrying the hopes and dreams
We
of
get to
his
see
family
him?
on his back, along with his trusty backpack. He's about to face the biggest challenge of his young life, the Vidalian. His journey to Ishalcan will broaden his horizons and introduce him to new people and places, but it'll also bring him closer to Yuntao's darkest secrets. But no matter what challenges come, he'll always bounce back into action and be ready for his next adventure.
So this one must be the darkened one, right?
After we're done with the adorable enchanter, we're moving on to something a bit edgier.
Yeah.
I know some of you love complex champions and novel link skill descriptions. But others wants to focus on macro play and pounce into action with a straightforward kit. If that sounds like you, good news. Nefiri is the Darkin for you. She's a mid-lane assassin made for those of us who want to focus on the hunt.
Okay, so we're not getting
After
photos of
awakening from
them.
Her slumber, her first objective is to track down her Darkin brethren. Her newfound body, or bodies, seems like a cruel twist of fate at first, but they prove useful for locating her fellow Darkin, and as a source of wisdom. After all, it's always better to hunt in a pack.
So she's able to she has multiple bodies.
News, though. Unfortunately, Nefiri is the only champion this year without a shirt. We know how much you all love
Okay.
bodies, so don't worry. We'll be looking for more opportunities next year.
How many people last year didn't have a shirt? What? Like, I know it's a meme. I'm trying to think. Renata had a shirt. Who else? Cassante had his abs exposed, didn't he? I can't actually remember. All right.
It's been a while since we spoke about everyone's favorite crystal scorpion. The Skarner VGU team has started exploring ways to dial up his scorpion fantasy. At this phase, we're leaving no arthropod hiding stone unturned to find exciting themes.
These are cool ideas.
Stories. We'll be releasing a dev blog later this year with more information on his progress. Looking further out, we also have a hangry jungler and an artistic mid laner who are looming in the distance. They're a bit too early to talk about at the moment, but look out for future teasers. That's all from me today. I'll hand it back to Riot Brightmoon for some final thoughts.
So the only thing I will say is those the two pictures they showed of like the mid laner and stuff where they look like very similar themes. It looks like another Runation type of thing. So we'll see.
That pretty much wraps up things for today. But I do have one small update I want to share before we go. For years, you've been asking us for the ability to play League in any language, no matter where you are. I'm happy to share that later this year, you'll be able to select your language in League settings.
Oh, cool.
We hope this makes your experience a little bit more enjoyable.
Well, it just means that if you're like, if someone prefers playing it in a particular language, like, I'd say it's probably like if you want to play it in like Polish or something, it's a lot easier to not have to download a Polish version of the client and reinstall your game. You can just change it.
Or what language you speak. I also want to remind everyone.
It's probably more actually to do with like LEC and stuff, so they can just so the players can just go into settings and change it themselves.
Who has Xbox Game Pass to link it to your Riot account. This way, you can unlock every champion for free.
That's what I will be doing on my NA account over here while I'm in Canada, so I will probably be playing my ranked NA stuff on Twitch, so.
And get a 20% experience boost for as long as it's active. We have a lot more in store for this year, and we cannot wait to share more later. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on your client.
Okay, I think that is the end of that video. Some really cool stuff coming down the line. I thought there was going to be... There's not too many changes, like, coming since preseason, like coming out of preseason. Like last year, they still had loads of changes. All right, now this is a chat. This is the last video for today. Is a dev chat about midscope updates. Because they said earlier on in the year they're changing how they're doing midscope updates. So this is interesting to see what they've decided to do.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna buff Blitzcrank, we're gonna buff Soraka, we're gonna buff AD Yumi.
Okay. Well, now the cameras are rolling, so we should probably get to our talk.
Okay.
So we're here to talk about midscopes today. My name is Tim. I'm a designer on the Summoner's Rift team. I've done a few midscopes in the past, like Syndra, Swain, and a long time ago, Rammus, and I'm here with my friends.
I'm Ezra. I'm also a designer in the Summoner's Rift team. I do item balance systems, that kind of thing. Previously, I worked on Rengar as a midscope, and I'm currently working on Nico.
I'm August. I'm the lead champion designer.
Of course.
And midscopes I've worked on is most recently Jax, and then before that, Talia.
And the first question we have to answer, which I'm sure is on a lot of players' minds, is what is a midscope, and what sets it apart from balance work, VGUs, CGUs, ASUs, ABCs, whatever, letters, all that stuff?
Probably the best way to say it, like in a big summary, is VGU, Visual Gameplay Update, is kind of like a new champion. A midscope is like refreshing a champion. So with the VGU, like say what we did with Pantheon or Aurelia, you got a very new champion out of that. You got new animations, new sounds, new VO, new kit, and that's an important part. Whereas a midscope is a lot more about refreshing a current character for its current players.
In its essence,
I think it's basically just like, because of the amount of champions that get added to League so frequently, there's a lot of power creep. So they're champions that are just weaker, like because their kit was simpler, because they were made some of them were made a long time ago, some of them just were released really weak, and they've just like fallen down the like pick rate because like they're trash. Like Rammus was meh before his midscope. Fizz is one at the moment that's like, he's just so bad, and they just haven't done, they've like tried to patch him, but more likely he's going to just need to get updated kit to be good again.
And if you have a character, we're not making a new character, we're not making a new fantasy, and making it a 12 out of 10. Like, how far can we push this so that players feel like, oh, for Swain, I'm this huge demon bird that can be in the middle of their team. Or for Talia, that I'm actually an Earthweaver, and I'm not punished by using my Q.
And then the second part about midscopes that's really important here is that because they're on lower scope in terms of work, they're on shorter timelines. Some only take like 1 or 2 months, and which means we can get them out a lot faster.
So how do we go about finding a good target for a midscope, right? Because there's a lot of different projects we do. What defines how we find a target for VGU versus random patchwork that me and Ezra do on a 2-week basis?
When a character feels like they maybe have lost their place in the game, or they feel a bit stale, they feel like they might not have as much of a purpose as they used to, a designer can look at a midscope and
Sivir's
say, hey,
midscope was good.
Is there some way to like really refresh who this character is in the game and what their place is in the entire League roster? In the past, we've done midscope-like projects. A lot of them have been really good. We've done Xin Zhao, Tom Kench, Sona, Rengar. We've done projects like this. But a lot of times when we do like this level of work, it's framed in terms of problems. Back in the day when we did the original work on Talia, that players said, Talia's a pro problem, we need to fix her for mid lane. And we succeeded in that, but it was like kind of at a cost to Talia players, as opposed to possibly a benefit. And so a lot of midscopes are framed in terms of not problems, but opportunities. It's about asking the question, hey, I see this character, and I see somewhere that they could be even cooler, even better. And maybe we fixed some problems along the way, but it's about finding what's exciting about the character that we can really play up and enhance.
Ari's one was good
you
too.
worked on Nico, you worked on Syndra. How do we select midscopes? Like, is there a method to how we're choosing these projects?
The way I see it is, for the most part, it's strong passion for a character. Someone who's like deeply involved with the character, deeply interested in the character's success. They understand the character. You know, some of these characters have been live for years and years and years, so you've played them a lot. You truly understand the failings and the opportunity. I play Nico. I used to play her a lot, actually, and I was just like, at the end of the day, I was like, this character isn't... I want to have fun, and she's not letting me, right? I want to do all these things.
I don't know how
wanna
fake
trick
that laugh
people, I wanna
was.
catch people, and then I just can't, right? And she's still fun, she's still fine, but she could be so much more.
that type of message is what we want to have for mid-scopes, which is, it's not about problems, it's not about meeting a schedule or stuff like that. It's really about finding a fantasy and seeing if we can enhance that for the players, right?
Yeah.
That's what a mid-scope is.
And sometimes like a mid-scope can come from like, you know, just years of players telling us something. There's a lot of Swain players who, for a few years after his rework, were like, hey, I want to play this guy mid, and I feel like I can't play him mid. And he was powerful mid in terms of win rate, but that didn't mean he felt powerful or that he was super fun there. And we would constantly have Swain players telling us, it's like, hey,
yeah, that makes
I can
sense.
play this guy support. He's a cool support, but what about mid lane? I want that mid Swain back. And that was actually, I think, one of the inspirations for the work that ended up being done to Swain.
I think it's important to note that it's not other players who might like Swain. It's Swain players who feel like their character isn't working for them. The goal of midscopes isn't make a character more popular. Like, everyone will play this character. It's the players who love this character actually feel like the character is working for them.
I think
Fair
there's
enough.
Probably a question of like, you've done Silas, you've done Tom Kench, you've done Sona, Sinjao. Why are you calling these things midscopes now? Like, what's the point of that? By saying, hey, we're doing this projects, they're called midscopes. This is the amount of resources they need. We can plan for them ahead of time so that when a designer, like say Tim, is like, hey, I want to do a Syndra change, but it's going to need a new queue. Instead of us saying to Tim, hey, you can't do that, we don't have any resources to make a new queue, we can say, okay, we can plan for that. We can slot that in, and then we'll get it out to players in 2 months.
Now that we've covered about what midscopes
Right,
are, and
okay.
how we
That
pick
makes
them out
sense.
and what we want to do, what can players expect in 2023 for midscopes?
Here's the big
This
thing.
isn't set in stone right now, but it's something we'd like to work up to. Is long term, if we could be shipping a midscope, say once every 2 months, then we could do things like put out a midscope roadmap for players, say, hey, here's the midscopes we're thinking about this year, and set better expectations for like maybe your
So looking at
characters to get
six
one. I think
six
one thing that can be
changes
rough
a year.
as a League of Legends player is if you think your character needs an update, it might be years before they actually get it. But with midscopes, they succeed similar to a VGU in like revitalizing the champion without necessarily taking all that extra time, which means we can do more of them.
So talking about expectations before we end, do you want to give us a sneak peek on what Nico's midscope is going to be about?
Leak Nico, where is she?
Well, I can give, so there's a lot of things going on in Nico, but I can give the one sneak peek, which is her passive.
I've seen this on
Champion
TikTok and stuff.
Is now other things, anything. She can turn into a plant, she can turn into a demon mushroom, she can turn into a minion, a monster, and a champion.
Can she turn into a better teammate?
No, she'll actually probably be a worse teammate.
Oh,
That's a cool.
I love that he says that because more than likely now what's going to happen is Nico players are going to like sit in a corner or sit like as a blast cone waiting for like try to baiting the enemy team to walk past or something. And I feel like it's going to end up where she like doesn't end up doing anything.
Poor gameplay mechanic in League.
We're going to see what
So
her
we
other
have, like,
changes
Nico
are,
that turns
but it's a
into
cool
words,
thing.
Literally coming to a rift near you. Hopefully soon, TM. But that's all we have for today. Thanks for
Right.
hanging out with us, and thanks for playing
Cool.
with us on the Rift.
All right, that's it. That's it for the videos. So there's a lot of cool changes coming to League this season. It's going to be exciting to see what they actually end up doing with a lot of the stuff. I think the ranked changes is a good step in the right direction. They're adding a lot of little features again, like they did last year, like the language change stuff and things like that. I think that's all these small little like quality of life changes are actually going to help out a lot, especially with players, just to keep players a little bit happy if they're not getting their way. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very fun year. I'm excited to see how the two ranked splits work out. And I don't know whether this male enchanter, because they're releasing, I know they said that the Darkin was going to be a mid laner and the male enchanter was a healer, so I guess he's a support. So I'll be excited to see him when he comes out. I'll make sure to when he gets announced, I'll make sure to drop a video reacting to him. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm trying to upload one video at least minimum a month this year, because I know I've been lacking on the YouTube side of content stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the follow button or hit the subscribe button. I'm so used to Twitch. Hit the subscribe button and drop a like so I know you are enjoying this type of video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.